from my car. Anyway, besides that. Alright, I just got off work, and now we're gonna go to Walmart because we are going to be packing gift boxes for impoverished kids across seas. I'll explain more later. Totally forgotten to record what I'm doing for you because I've been so focused on counting to make sure that I have 24 of everything. But let me show you. I am the person in your math problems. I am the person. It is me. I am that person. So I'm doing 24 boxes, which you can see. These are the boxes. They're packs of 10, so technically there's 30. But I'm also offering my church to do some. So if they want an extra box, I'm gonna give it to them. I'm also grabbing extras of everything else that I'm getting, so I have extras of everything else in case they don't pack stuff that's necessary. Because we did this another year, and I kid you not, someone just emptied out their junk drawer into one of the boxes and put in the box just a stack of plastic cups, and we were just sitting there we gave you a list of stuff to put in the boxes, and you put in a stack of plastic. Anyway, beyond disbelief. So I have extras of some of my stuff in case they want that to put in their boxes. But I'm just going to continue to grab stuff and update you on the haul later. Okay, so it's 9 o'clock. I was up by 5:30. Not any fault of my own, really, for being honest. I didn't want to have to pee at 5:30, but we're up now. I have to go to the dollar store and Meijer to pick up a few more things for the boxes, and then at work today I'm gonna pick up t-shirts for the boxes. I'm doing 24, so I'm doing 12 girls and 12 boys. And I bought pretty much all the necessities from Walmart last night. At Meijer and the dollar store, I'm gonna buy some toys and yeah. There's a lot of people in there, and I didn't want to record any of them, but this bread. Now I'm gonna go to Meijer, and then we'll go to Harbor Freight, and then we're gonna go to Michael's. So we're not Meijer. Meijer is quite literally behind the dollar store, or the dollar store is behind Meijer, as it were. Yeah. To be honest, I don't exactly know what I'm looking for. I want to see if I can find crayons. I don't think I'm going to find crayons. They've expanded. Oh, I'm seeing the first book of this. This cover is almost worse than the first one. Anyway, they've expanded the book section, which is so nice. There's another aisle over, too. This is pretty. I won't read any of it, though. That's kind of pretty. I've heard it's half decent. I have that book on my TBR. That's kind of pretty. See, all the covers are pretty, but I know they're probably all not splendid. Started reading those. Stand corrected. Found colored pencils. They're $1.99. I'm getting 24 of them for all my boxes. This is an expensive project. I don't want you guys to think that this isn't expensive. Packing one box in and of itself is fine, but packing 24 can be a lot. They're $10 each to ship, across seas. Hold on. To continue on with my point, every box is $10 to ship. It used to be $7, but inflation and tariffs and taxes. And where's my car? Over here. So I'm already spending like a good $240 to ship the boxes. It's not including everything that's going in them. This isn't a cheap endeavor for me personally. Now, if you wanted to pack a single box, I would say a single box with all the necessities would probably cost you a good $50. I'm going overboard because I want these children to be blessed. I want them to feel, the love of Jesus or whatever, because that's what this entire organization is about, It's also just something that my family has done every year. My family and our little self-run organization, we typically pack 100 boxes every year, but we've started packing boxes for mom center, pregnancy centers. So we're doing that this year instead of the shoe boxes with Operation Christmas Child. And so I decided that with my tithe money, because I don't tithe to a church, I use God's money for what he directs me to. So that could be paying for someone's groceries or whatever I feel he's calling me to do, and that's what this is. The tithe money in the end is God's, and whatever he wants to do with it, he will do with it. And so it's not sitting in a church's bank account to do whatever. So this will probably cost me, I want to say, good $500 to $700, but in the end that's going to God and his glory and his benefit, and so it doesn't really matter if I think it's too much, because it's not my money, We're gonna go to Harbor Freight next. Guess where I am? No, the guys in there were really nice, but it was scary. It was scary because it was a stranger situation, and I prefer people to ignore me. And instead they were really nice, and I don't know if I like that. But it's okay. On the brink of tears. I'm such a silly person. That should not have. I was trembling. I had to go tap my card, and I was like. I'm gonna throw a little bit of shade. Okay. This store is typically a mess. It is such a mess. So if I can't find what I'm looking for, it's not on there. They don't have them. They're supposed to be right there. I don't know, unless they're up front. Which is possible, because that's where we keep ours a lot of the time. Let me go check up front, and then if I wasted my time over here, they had 11. I kid you not, they had exactly 11, which means I have to go to my store and buy another one anyway. Okay, so I've printed off all of the goods and bads for each box type. There's boy suggestions and there's girl suggestions. You can find this on the Samaritan's Purse website. It gives you everything you need to know, completely walks you through the entire process, including paying for your box and getting the label, which then you can choose if it's a girl box or a boy box, and the age range. I believe it's ages 3 to 14 or something, 3 being the youngest and 14 being the oldest. If you want to take a sneak peek really quick, make sure, I'm covering all the information. Hold on. There you go. You want to take a gander. I have been here for so long, and these people are so crazy, and I am so tired. I don't think you understand. I need to get out of here. I need to run. They're going to kill me. Anyway, we're gonna pick out t-shirts now. So we're gonna go with bright colors because black is gonna be too hot and white is gonna get too dirty too quickly. So bright colors. Choosing adult smalls because that's usually about the size 10 to 14-year-olds fit in because we don't have youth extra larges. 5. This is 10. 15. This is 20. This is 25. I'm gonna get 5 purple and that'll give me 30 so I can kind of mix and match, but I've also been getting extras of necessities to put in boxes for my church in case they aren't packed to their bestest. This is 30. Next time I see you, we should be packing them, so. Oh, you like my shirt, you said? Thank you. I made it. I'm gonna go grab wrapping paper to line the boxes with, but I think first I want to sort everything into little piles. That way I know like what's going to the boys and what's going to the girls. So I got colored pencils, pencil sharpeners, 24 count, regular pencils. I think they all get 2 pens, 2 black ones and 2 colorful pens, and then every box is getting 2 erasers, 1 food and 1 animal. I think I'm going to put bows on the inside of the lid. I can't put it on the outside because it'll fall off, but I think like on the inside of the lid, because I'm going to write a note too in Sharpie on the inside of the lid, because I think that would be better than like having to write a paper that could like fall apart. Toothbrushes in this little spiral bound. Bars of soap, combs, toothbrushes, washcloths, socks, t-shirts. These are the tools that I got for the guys. These are the sewing kits I got for the girls. Come with pens, seam rippers, all your needles, thumbtack, nope, thimble. You got a measuring tape, you got all of your threads, you got a pin cushion, whole bunch of different pins, you got a threader. There might be scissors in here too. So this is a really nice kit that I got for pretty cheap from work. So these are going in the girls' kits. I have tissues. I also bought little Bibles. Toys for the boys, a couple little cars and stuff. There's a couple Rubik's Cubes and decks of cards. For the girls, I bought sunglasses and these little cases that I'm going to fill with. I bought a bunch of hair accessories. So I'm going to fill these with all of the pins and hair ties that I bought. And then from work, I bought one more little thing for them. I bought these stickers that I'm going to open and disperse among the boxes. With all of that stuff sorted, I'm going to go grab the wrapping paper and we will start cutting out sections for the boxes. We have snowmen. They say Merry Christmas. Probably an easier way to do that, but I like making life hard for myself. Okay, it looks like it's only one sticker, so let me see if I can get this off. And if I can't, oh, look at that. Wonderful. They have anti-theft on the inside of these stickers. That's wild. Every piece of paper. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. We go like this. We're gonna go 1, 2, 3. We're gonna cut it right here. Okay, so 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and then up. Now, we pray that it fits in the box. Would you look at that? I am a mathematical genius. Done. I've decided that I'm just going to do 12 of these in the blue, and I'll do that for the boys, and then I'll choose another color to do for the girls. That way I can keep them separate, because I don't have like the labels that I'm printing off and putting on the boxes just yet. I haven't paid and printed those, and so just to keep them like separated, that way I don't have to open every box and be like, oh, I wonder what's in here. I can just see the color of the paper and know which, like if it's a boy or a girl. So I think we're gonna start packing them. So Operation Christmas Child is run by Samaritan Purse and Franklin Graham. And I know some people don't like the Grahams for one reason or another, but in the end, it's not about them. It's about the kids that are being blessed by these boxes. My family has been packing shoeboxes since, I don't know. I know one of my parents' one of their dates when they were first getting together, they ended up packing shoeboxes, because it's just something kind of that we've always done. And then with my dad's ministry that he does, we pack about 100 boxes every year with that. And we always do the 11 to 14-year-old boys because they're the age demographic that gets the least amount of gifts every year. Mostly just because everyone wants to do a box for like the little babies, you know? And so we pack for the older kids. And so when I decided that I wanted to do my boxes this year, I decided to do the older boys and the older girls. Oh, look at that. Beautiful. Fits perfectly. It's almost like I planned it. I haven't been super open about like my Christianity and stuff on this channel. My religion currently in the state of the world is not doing so hot, you know? Christians aren't being as Christian as they probably should be, or as Christian as, you know, Jesus called us to be, which is not only disheartening, but it's also like harmful to like Jesus's name and, you know, Christians as a whole, because there are still good Christians out there. There are still good people. There are still people who love Jesus more than they love like themselves or politics or like hurting other people. Jesus's whole message was about, oh, Lord have mercy. Sorry, that was probably really loud. It was like Jesus was always preaching about like love your neighbor, love God. And I think we've fallen away from that. I think that, and I feel like most people would agree with me, that actions speak so much louder than words. And so you will have people who claim that they're Christian, and maybe they are. Maybe they do believe in Jesus, because to be considered a Christian, that's like all you have to do. All you have to do is believe that like Jesus was a man and God, and he died for your sins to like save you from an eternity without God. You know, the basics. And so you can totally just be a Christian without showing it, you know, like you can believe in Jesus and then you're a Christian. But I think to be the type of Christian that Jesus called you to be, you have to show it. You know, you have to live like Jesus, you have to love like Jesus. And that is hard for a lot of people, as is obvious by the state of the world. You know, you can't blame anyone. There is no one that you can blame. You know, I mean, you can blame Adam and Eve if you want. You know, the downfall of man. Like, they sinned, so it's all their fault. But we just keep perpetuating that. Like, we aren't trying to be better. So, I mean, it's not my place to judge or decide, like, someone's, you know, salvation. But I can very much judge the Christians who hate people unconditionally, because that is something that Jesus outright condemned. We're not supposed to hate. We're supposed to love your neighbor as yourself and love God with all your heart, soul, mind, and strength. I think I'm missing a toothbrush cap. I'm trying to make the box as colorful as possible, you know? Let's put the combs out here with the toothbrush. Nice in that little spot. I don't know if you can see it. I don't want to spill it. See? We left a little spot next to the colored pencils that those nestle in quite nicely. And I'm just gonna put my Kleenex on top of that. And then this barb soap, I think, is gonna fit at the end right here. For a while, I'm not gonna say that I'm like the perfect example of this, because I'm not. You know, you can never be the perfect example. You know, Jesus was the perfect example of what we're supposed to be, who we're supposed to do. I am bad. I'm very bad. I'm very bad at promoting like my faith and acting in my faith when I'm around like other people who aren't of the faith, you know, even other Christians. I'm very like kind of quiet and reserved about it, because in the end, I'm not gonna say I don't care about it, you know, because I do. I don't care to promote it, really. I'm not gonna sit here and be like, look at me, I'm a Christian, my God's better than yours, because I don't know, that doesn't feel right. I don't know if you could call it humbleness or if you call it a social anxiety, because it's definitely a bit of both. I can tell you it's probably more social anxiety than it is me just being humble. You could maybe say that I kind of had like a faith kind of revival. I didn't want white washcloths, by the way, in case you're like, why'd you get white washcloths but not white t-shirts? I didn't want these, but this was all that they had, and I refused to go to another store. Just hold it like that. I had a faith revival kind of it was at summer camp, and I was like 19, and you know, when you're at an older age group like that at camp, you get split into kind of like small groups, and our small group was just so like theological. We have so many questions. We were that group that would sit, like the bell would ring for like the time to be up, and we would still continue to just like sit there and like talk. And there was a lot of talking about like God's plan, and if something is actually God's plan, and if it is God's plan, then why do we have like free will, or do we actually have free will and God has more than one plan, you know, like what all of that looks like. And there aren't answers for that necessarily. That's why you have faith. That's why it's called having faith, because you can't always have answers. And there was a lot of talk about like heaven and what hell actually is, because we know what the Bible says it is, but then also it's the complete and total separation from God. And is the separation from God worse than actually being in like brimstone and fire, or whatever the Bible talks about, and what that looks like, and just a whole bunch of very like theoretical topics and questions that we were all kind of asking ourselves. And I think my fears up until that point had been about like heaven, you know, like what's heaven gonna look like? Am I gonna miss it here? And like just stuff like that. And I don't know, a lot of that was answered, and it's gotten to the point where I can't even really remember what I was afraid of, because it's just been so like comforting to know that everything's gonna be okay and everything is God's plan, but there are more than one plan. And what it was kind of explained as with like the whole like God's plan thing is that we do have choices. We have choices, and we do have free will to make whatever choices. But God can see every single plan and every single choice that we make, kind of like a choose your own adventure. It wasn't explained quite that simply, but that was like how they kind of explained it, was this is what we think it means when you say like this is God's plan and he sees your future and stuff. Kind of like the time streams from Loki. If you've seen Loki, how you have like one central timeline, and your central timeline would be you following God at every single like step of the way. And then the branching timelines are you making decisions of like sin or like falling away, you know, like, and there's a whole bunch of different ones. But at some point, all of us can come back to that central timeline. And that central timeline is either like accepting God and like accepting the forgiveness that he has given, you know, and the grace, or you can just keep going. And eventually your timeline will be like cut off, as all of ours are, and your end goal for your timeline is heaven. And that's why a lot of people, I think, accept Jesus to begin with, is to make sure you're there, you know. But like heaven isn't a club. It is all inclusive. You just need to be willing to accept the invitation. So I'm gonna put the tools in like this actually, but I'm gonna flip it around and I'm gonna try to nestle it right in this corner right here between my soap and my Kleenexes. Try to keep everything flat. So I have different socks because I wanted something cool. So I have Scooby-Doo. And I said nothing scary, but there is nothing scary on this. It's just a whole bunch of like 70s and 80s patterns. So we have Scooby-Doo. We have SpongeBob. Because like a lot of these places you might think, oh, it's going to some like rural place in like Africa where they've never had Wi-Fi and the internet. They do. Like most of these people probably have cell phones. And so I'm going to assume that they know who these characters are. But we have SpongeBob, socks, and then finally I got Winnie the Pooh. Mostly because that was my final option. And I decided to get the crew socks because they're a little bit higher. I wanted to make sure that they got full coverage, I guess is what I'm trying to say. But I think for this box, I want to go... I think we're going to start with SpongeBob. Wow, I really feel like there isn't... I mean, there's a lot of stuff going in these boxes, but there's just so... The box is so much bigger than I thought it was going to be that I think everything is going to rest comfortably. I was scared that I was going to have to like shove the lid on, but I think we're good. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm just going to grab a purple from this one. I'm feeling purple. I'm just going to go ahead and I'm going to fold it one more time like this. dressed perfectly like that. See? How mindful, how demure, how cutesy. That's all the necessities out of the way. Now I feel like I should have put more in the box. I don't know what else I could have put. I could have got bigger toys maybe. Alright, let's put our little New Testament here. Okay, so for the boys, I have kind of a whole bunch of options of different stuff. But that's because all their stuff is kind of really small. I don't really know if I have a whole bunch of toys for the girls. I wonder if I should go back to the dollar store and get girly stuff. Because I got the, well, I mean, yeah, they don't have like toys. Look. Well, first of all, we're going to take these out. There's a car. Those. Probably the cheapest animals you could possibly think to get. I'm gonna do a whale and an elephant. They are the biggest animals. This is a blue whale, I believe. Or a humpback? Looks like a blue whale. They're the biggest animals. They're little trucks. Oh, they've sandwiched these in plastic. Little red old tow truck. So put those here. So 3 pencils into this box. 2 black pens into like. Wait, there's box tops? They don't collect box tops anymore. You have to scan. You scan for box tops? I had no idea that they stopped doing that. I guess they haven't really bought anything that doesn't, or that has, I mean, technically our Cheerios should have box tops, but I mean, I haven't really been paying attention, you know? Okay, final 2 little things. The llama and the ice cream. And these, I do believe you can take apart. Yeah, you can take them apart. So if you had like different like colors of stuff, you could probably just put them together. Decapitate the llama. That's gonna be so much fun for someone. I guess I could have gotten something else. I think I put everything in, so. And I'm going to do that on the inside of every single one. Do these not have stickies? No, please. I didn't. Oh. I should have known better. I should have known. I'm just praying with it. OMG, it's so cute. Let's press down really well. There's a box, and you may be thinking, oh wow, you couldn't put anything on the outside. No, I can't, because they're gonna wrap these with like a bunch of tape to make sure that they stay closed. But I'd say that that's a pretty good box, and that's 1 out of 24. So we're packing the girl boxes now. These are my boy boxes. I need to finish putting my cars in my boy boxes. I ran out of cars. I did math wrong. For my car. Anyway, besides that, I'm wrapping the girl buckets in Happy Santa because he's cute. I don't think they can hear you. I think they can only hear me. we're done. For now, at least. All of them are packed with everything that I bought from the local stores. I have some stuff coming from Amazon that I'm going to put in all of these boxes tomorrow morning. So I'll probably see you then. And then tomorrow we'll also print, print, and tape the labels onto the tops of these. But for right now, all of them are completed, and then that pile over there is everything left over that I have for the boxes that my church are or are not doing. Not sure yet. I think they're doing them. It's hard to say. Anyway, I will see you tomorrow for when everything else arrives, and then we should finally, truly be done with all of these. So, I got coloring books, stuffed animals, and little fidgets. Oh, it came with markers. That's cool. This is so cute. Yeah, that's kind of cool. So that's extras. Put it here. The last step for the boxes is printing off the labels and attaching them. I don't think I'm going to show you guys that part because that's pretty self-explanatory, but we did get all the rest of the goodies from Amazon into the boxes, so they are looking much more full, and I'm very pleased. So thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you want to donate to a box or donate to the organization, I'll have that link down below. You can either go out and buy a box physically, or you can buy one online with whatever the process that is. I personally have never done it, but it sounds way more convenient. That being said, I appreciate you guys for being here, and I will see you next week. Bye.